الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وقرة أعيننا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this glorious verse of the Quran, He reminds us of one of His favors upon us. He reminds us of some of the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon mankind. And of those blessings, those signs of His, He says one of those signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues and says, وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ, that the differences in your colors, the differences in your speech, the different languages and tribes and nationalities that we are, these differences that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed in us. As in another verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا, Allah has made us into many different tribes and nationalities so that we may know one another. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse says that آيَاتٍ لِلْعَالِمِينَ, that this is a sign for people of knowledge. The differences of our race and nationality, these are signs for people of knowledge. Before the coming of the blessed Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, it is well known to us as Muslims that this is titled Ayam al-Jahiliyyah, the age of ignorance. It is because epistemologically, the sources of knowledge that man can reach and understand without the insight of wahi and revelation are very limited. Human beings need revelation, where the aql or intellect falls short of recognizing right from wrong. It is for this reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with wahi and revelation. But the time or period between prophets, or the time or period before the coming of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, is called the time of Jahiliyyah, the time of ignorance. As we approach the the days of Hajj, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala offers us as Muslims an amazing perspective on the events that are taking place in our country, America, right now. What is happening nationally in our country? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a beautiful sign in this Hajj, this Hajj which is coming. Just in a few days, some of our family members have already left, already en route. Min kulli fajjin amiq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, from every little corner of the world, people are coming, answering the call of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, when he built this place in nowhere, in the middle of nowhere. And he asked, Ya Allah, who's going to come to this barren land? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ibrahim, you don't worry about that. Just make the call, the people will come. Until today, thousands of years later, we still hear the call. Labbaik. I'm here. Labbaik Allahumma. Ya Allah, I'm here. Labbaik. And just that labbaik, subhanallah, if you've said it before, will make the hairs on your body stand up. Because you're answering the call of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. But brothers and sisters, this Hajj has a lesson for us, which will shed insight and give us deeper understanding of the current events of our country that we are a part of, and the problems we have nationally with race and racism and bigotry. See, we as Muslims understand now at this time of Hajj, we're all going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the ultimate spectacle of human equality before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in fact, it was in the Ayam al-Tashriq that the Prophet ﷺ chose to highlight this. The Prophet ﷺ says on that blessed day of Yawm al-Arafah, he says, Ya ayyuhan nas, Allah, listen closely, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, listen closely. Inna rabbakum la wahid, your Lord is one. Wa inna abakum wahid, and your Father is one. Allah, he says, listen closely. We all know this well. But brothers and sisters, we have to highlight and look over the seerah over and over again, as the current events of our country are constantly changing. You have to stay connected with the seerah, because as things change, the more they stay the same. So the Prophet ﷺ in the time of Hajj, when people are coming from all over the peninsula to gather together, the Rasul ﷺ chooses that as the opportune time to remind the people of what? Ala inna abakum wahid. That remember, though you all may look different, though you all may speak differently, though your complexions may be different, your Father is one. Your Father is one. La fadla, he continues, the Prophet ﷺ, La fadla li Arabiyyin ala ajami. There's no benefit or virtue of the Arab over the Ajami, the non-Arab. Wala li ajamiin ala Arabi. There's no virtue or benefit of the Ajami over the non-Arab over the Arab. So nationality, this asabiyya, these nationalistic trends that we see in society, the Prophet ﷺ is saying, it's under tahta qadamayya, it's under my foot today. It's done. Put it behind us. This is jahiliyyah. And then the Prophet continues, he says, وَلَا لِأَحْمِرْ عَلَىٰ أَسْوَدْ. And if your skin is fair, that doesn't mean anything on Yawm al-Qiyamah or in this dunya. عَلَىٰ أَسْوَدْ وَلَا أَسْوَدْ. And if your skin is dark complexion, that means nothing. That means nothing. عَلَى الْأَحْمَرِ. And then the Prophet ﷺ says, إِلَّا بِالتَّقْوَى. Except one thing, brothers and sisters. What will make you a better man? What will make you a better sister? What will make you someone of fawqiyya, superiority? Your recognition of Allah. Bas. Bas. That's it. Ajib. Think deeply about what the Prophet ﷺ is saying during the time of Hajj, when everyone is coming from every part of the world, gathering together, from Rus, from Australia, from South America, from Europe, from the depths of Africa, coming to one place for the ultimate spectacle of equality before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and reflect that our nation. Reflect that perhaps this is why Malcolm X, Malika Shabazz, This is why perhaps when he went for Hajj, it was in the Hajj he wrote a letter back to his family in America. He wrote a letter back, and I'm going to read to you parts of that letter. He says something amazing. When did he witness this? In the Hajj. He says, if white Americans could accept the religion of Islam, if they could accept the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they too could then sincerely accept the oneness of man. Ajib. It's ajib, it's beautiful, because the Prophet ﷺ said the same thing. Ala inna rabbakum wahid, ala inna abakum wahid. Look at the muwafiq. Look how their messages are matching. And he continues and he says further, he says, and cease to measure others always in terms of their difference in their color. His letter goes on and he says, and with racism now plaguing in America like an incurable cancer. Was he writing this yesterday? Was he writing this 2 days ago? It sounds like it. No, he was writing this a generation ago. He was writing this decades ago. But the reality, the more things change, the more they say the same. He says, and with racism now plaguing in America like an incurable cancer, all thinking Americans, all ulul albab, all thinking Americans should be more receptive to Islam as an already proven solution to the problem of race. Who said this, brothers and sisters? Malcolm X. That Islam has already solved the problem of race. It's done already. But here's the thing, brothers and sisters. Now we see our nation bleeding from unhealed wounds of generations of racism. I ask you, brothers and sisters, what is the state of racism and asabiyya and tribalism in our own masajid? See, it's easy to point the finger and say, oh man, look how bad that is. But it's harder to reflect and think that while we have the cure to this disease, as Malik al-Shabazz has said, Islam has already given the cure to this cancer. Have we taken the antidote? Contemplate for a moment, brothers and sisters. When that dark-skinned African-American brother asked for your daughter's hand in marriage, has Jahiliyyah been put behind us? Or are we a reflection of the society that we are a part of? We need to contemplate on these things, brothers and sisters. It's narrated that the Prophet ﷺ, once Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala an, he got in a slight argument with another companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. فَأَيَّرْتُ بِأُمِّهِ. He says, I cursed at him because of his non-Arab lineage and the darkness of his skin. And this man went and complained to the Blessed Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. So when he called Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala an, he said, Ya Abu Dharr, innaka imri'an fika jahiliyyah. You are a man that still has a bit of jahiliyyah inside of you. Brothers and sisters, it's here, it's present in our masajid. It's present in our homes. And racism is not something that people are born with. Racism is taught. Racism is learned. Your child doesn't know that he should think he's better than that person across the street until you give him the impression that he should think that. So we have some unlearning to do. We have to be real with ourselves and use this solemn moment of our national discomfort to reflect on ourselves and how far we've gone away from our beloved Sayyidul Bashar, who when he Fathi Makkah, shuf Fathi Makkah, look at Fathi Makkah. At that auspicious moment, what does he do in front of all of these Arabs at the time who were filled with this asabiyya? We are Quraysh. We are Quraysh. He says, Ya Bilal, oh Bilal, it's time for salah. Climb up on the Kaaba. Climb above the heads of all of these people and show them what's real, as we would say colloquially. Show them what's up. Bilal, you deserve that position. Not because you're black, because of the taqwa in your heart. And they deserve their position below you. Not because they're Arab, because of the lack of taqwa that they have to reach your status yet. Ya Allah, may Allah give us understanding of the sunnah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to reflect on the realities of our own hearts and families. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to, as Malcolm X said, show America that Islam gives the cure for racism. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to bite that bitter pill and take the medicine as well. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, racism is satanic in its nature. Shaitan was the first racist. He said, أنا خير من, I'm better than him. Simply because I'm made of fire, he's made of something else. Nationalism is equally as evil. The Prophet ﷺ built a nation of devoted citizens from various areas of the world. Suhaib al-Rumi, Salman al-Farsi, Bilal, you name it, the list goes on. He built a nation of people of diverse colors and ethnicities. But the thing that joined them was their commitment to loving Allah and putting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first before all things. The disbelievers of Mecca looked at that diversity and felt that that diversity was a weakness that they could exploit. Look at this bunch of people gathered around you. They don't have anything to unify them. The Prophet ﷺ showed them that the very same thing you thought was a source of weakness was in fact our source of strength. Our diversity is our strongest asset that we need to show America that we have. We have dozens of languages in this masjid right now that stand shoulder to shoulder, worshipping one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Show that to your country. But first, accept it in your heart first. Right now, brothers and sisters, as our nation debates who has the right to be here, who has the right to claim to be American, I would like to point out that we as a community, a religious minority community, have two responsibilities at this juncture in American history. Our first responsibility is to stand for truth and justice. أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء ولو على أنفسكم. Stand up for truth. Stand up for justice. Even if it be against our own selves. That's the first thing. Stand with truth. Don't sit passively back and just watch CNN. No. Stand up. Do something. Be a part of change in your society. And the second thing that we must do is we must build the social capital of our people through contribution to society. And I'll explain this. We must build social capital through contribution to the society. I'll give you an example from the seerah. It's narrated in Bukhari that لما ابتلي المسلمون خرج أبو بكر رضي الله تعالى عنه مهاجرا قبل الحبشة. It's narrated that when the Muslimun were going through a lot of fitna and turmoil in Mecca, the Prophet ﷺ, as we all know, gave permission for people to migrate to Habsha to relieve the turmoil they were going through. So the narration in Bukhari says that Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, he said, I'm leaving too. I must go. Then he was traveling, and the narration says, Laqiya ibn Dughunda. He met a man by the name of Ibn Dughunda, who was on his way back into Mecca. This is an amazing narration for us. And it will explain what I mean by building social capital through contribution to the society. So as he's leaving, Abu Dughunda stops him. Abu Bakr, where are you going? So Abu Bakr says, فَأَنَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أَحْسِحْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَأَعْبُدُ رَبِّي. He said, I'm out, man. I'm going to just travel the earth. I need to worship Allah. I don't have religious freedom in this part of the land, so I'm going to go somewhere else. So Abu Dughunda says something amazing. He says, إِنَّ مِثْلَكَ لَا يَخْرُجْ وَلَا يُخْرَجْ. He says, oh, no. A man like you should never leave a place or never be forced to leave a place. And then he continues, فَإِنَّكَ تَقْسِبُ الْمَعْدُومِ. You earn and make money for people who have nothing. وَتَصِلُ الرَّحَمِ. You join family ties. وَتَحْمِلُ الْكَلَّةِ. You help the person who has nothing. You take the responsibility of the financial responsibility of helping a person who has nothing. وَتُقْرِئُ الضَّيْفِ. You welcome the people that migrate to you or visit you. You welcome the guests. وَتُعِينُ عَلَى نَوَائِبُ الْحَقِّ. You help in the times of difficulties. You're first relievers. You're there right when things hit. Look at his deduction. Look at the logic he's using. He's saying a man like you should never leave a country. A man like you should never be forced to leave. I don't care your religion. Look what you do to society. Look who you are. This is amazing. فَأَنَا لَكَ جَارٌ. He says, I got your protection. I got your back. Come back to Mecca. Now reflect on this for a moment, brothers and sisters. On our contribution to society, which we are a part of. Look at all the things that he mentioned. And ask ourselves, what is our contribution to the society we're a part of? What have we given back to the society? Or are we just taking as much as we can get from it? What are we giving back? What do I mean? I'll give you an example. If you put a for sale sign up on your house today, will your next door neighbor say, Ya Abdullah, Aina Tareed? Ya Abdullah, where are you going, man? Where y'all going? Tried my Texan accent there. It didn't work. Would your neighbor come and say, No, Abdullah. No, Fatima. You're not leaving here. I love that biryani you make and those breads that you send my way. No. You're not leaving here. I want you here. You're staying here. It's narrated that Abdullah ibn Mubarak, when he said he was selling his house, the non-Muslim neighbors protested. You're not leaving. No. You're a good neighbor. There's no way you're leaving our neighborhood. The property value went up when scholars in Awliya used to move into a neighborhood because of their societal contribution. People realize that these people aren't just leeches on society trying to get just whatever they can get and operate inside a little bubble that only benefits themselves. These people are contributing to the society because they're a part of the society, and we won't let these people leave our society. Brothers and sisters, when that becomes our way, when we contribute to the society in this way, authentically, not to get anything, but only for the betterment of people, then you'll have your neighbors knocking at your door saying, Abdullah, Fatima, Abdurrahman, nah, you're not leaving, bro. We want you here. You're a good neighbor. I don't care what Fox says. I know you. You're staying here. This is what we need, brothers and sisters. Now I want to point out one amazing attribute. This narration I just shared with you, that was 7 years or so after the revelation first came on our beloved Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. But you know what? If you look 7 years back, you'll see that when the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam came down scared after the first revelation, and he felt that he had gone insane because he had seen an angel for the first time, his wife Khadija, al-Mu'mineen, radiyallahu ta'ala anha, what did she say? Kalla, wallahi, la yughzik Allah abadan. No, Allah will never ever disgrace you. Why? Look what she said. إنك لتصل الرحم وتصدق الحديث وتحمل الكل وتقرئ الضيف وتعين على نوائب الحق. I ask you, why were the words of Ibn Dughunna the exact same words of Khadija 7 years late before? Because the Prophet ﷺ taught the Sahaba that we contribute to society. That was the way he was back then, and that is the message that he put into the hearts of the Sahaba. Ajib. So brothers and sisters, we have some reflection to do about the racism inside of our own masajid and the beauty that Islam has given to eradicate racism and bigotry. And we have reflection to do about our contribution to society. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وعنم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وارض اللهم عن جميع أصحاب نبيك أجمعين وعن الخلفاء الراشدين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن بقية الستة من العشرة المبشرة وعن أهل بيت نبيك أجمعين وعنا معهم بفضلك وجودك وكرمك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعزنا ولا تذلنا، اللهم إنا نسألك حبك وحب من يحبك وحب عمل يقربنا إلى حبك يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى يا رب العالمين. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله تعالى يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقيموا الصلاة.